Probably looks heavier than it is. It's Brian and John with Workshop Addict. Today we are looking at the Bosch 4100 table saw. This is actually model number 4109, which comes with the mobile base, so you can move it around. I'm looking for a table saw that I can run anywhere. I can do home projects with, I can take it out in the barn, and at the end of the day I can fold it up, drop it in a corner, and not have a dedicated spot for it. Right now I just don't have the room to keep stuff. So when I was looking at this, I said, John, what do I need? What's the basics? What's one of the best things out there that I can get my stuff done, get it away in a corner? So what'd you say?
Well, I've got a lot of experience with Jobsite Saws. My first table saw that I had in my workshop was a Jobsite saw, and I had it for probably about 10 years. Mine wasn't very mobile though. The bases back then, the stands were terrible. This is a gravity rise mobile stand, and it is really nice. First of all, what I like about this unit right off the bat is its onboard storage. All of the utensils and everything you need with this, your fence, your guards, your miter gauge, everything stores on board. So when you pull this thing up and move with it, it's got a place on here to be secured. That way you're not looking for it when you get to the job site and say, oh crap, I forgot it. This way everything's right on board. It's got a nice, in the back you'll see cord storage, and yeah, the push stick's even got a place for it. Now this is a 15 amp motor, and it has 4 max horsepower starting. It's got a soft start, which is really nice. It doesn't just, my old one was just on and off, but this was a soft start, so it's easier. Underneath the motor and the blade housing, it's aluminum, and it is all contained. So if you hook a shop vac up to this, you're not going to have, you know, this great big pile of sawdust on the bottom. It's going to have a place, if you hook it up to a shop vac, where to go. Also, it has speed control, that if you start putting some heavier duty material through it, it's going to put a little more power to the blade and keep you going at full power. And it has a 25-inch rip capacity. You can slide this out. You know, one thing that was kind of odd was this little device up here. When it's unlocked, it's up. You know, and for me, that's kind of nice. It's a visual to know that your fence isn't locked in. So if you're here and you start pushing and it moves on you, it's going to screw up your whole cut. If you see this up, you know that you're not locked in, and the handle should be a dead giveaway too. But on my old unit, I had a couple incidences where I got going, I didn't have it locked down, and it slid, screwed up my cut. So this is kind of a nice little visual observation for you. Overall, it's a real nice unit. Like I said, I really like the riser stand on it, and it's quick and easy to do. You can put it up out of your way.
It's nice that everything is in one package. One of my big fears too with this is you're putting it in one spot, grabbing it. When you need to go somewhere, you're grabbing everything. Everything's here. The fence is here, the guards are here, everything is here. So you just grab onto one thing and go, and you don't have a pouch that goes with it or anything else.
When we took this out of the box, we checked the blade squareness of the miter fence, and it was right on. The 0 gauge for your tilt was right on. I put a gauge on that, and it's right on.
That was dead on.
It was dead on. So it is a very nice unit. I didn't check your tape in the front here because I'm not a big believer in those. I don't use those. I use a tape measure anyway. So overall, I like this unit, and I love the mobility. Easy to pick it up and throw in a truck and go. I will say it is heavy, so if you are going to pick it up, it's not so much that it's heavy, but it's bulky.
Yeah.
So if you're going to put it in the back of a pickup truck, please use 2 people. It's difficult to try it without it.
The soft start motor is what kind of gives you the feeling of quality with this. When it turns on, it's not just vibrating, just brrr. It's nice.
Now, on the downside, about the only thing I don't like about this saw, and I'm not a big fan of it, is the fence is pretty decent. It squares up really well, and once it's on, it's pretty true. Now what I don't like about it is moving it. It doesn't glide super nice. It's not gonna be like a cabinet saw. If you get in a hurry and you start trying to push it, it doesn't want to move. So you got to kind of make sure that you have an even pressure on it to move it. It's going to jerk a little bit. It just doesn't have your professional rollers and stuff. It's just plastic underneath here. So I got a feeling you got to be careful with this fence so it doesn't get hung up, bent, broke off plastic. It's pretty hardy plastic, but still, there's no rollers on here.
Middle of winter outside.
Yeah, if you're out in the winter time, I'd be a little more concerned with that plastic piece breaking, but you know, it gets hung up a little bit. It's not a smooth rolling fence. That's the only downside I see on this unit. But with a job site table saw, you do sacrifice a little bit with your accuracy on your fence and your the quality of your fence with your job site saw. That's just the nature of the beast.
What do you say we turn this bad boy on, cut some wood?
All right, let's cut some wood. This Bosch table saw in action. It actually performs very well. A couple of things I wanted to talk about was the blade guard here. It's a super easy on and off function here. It's easier to do when you're looking at it, but it comes on and off. You got a riving knife here or splitter. Very easy to change. There's a little lever inside. You flip it up and down to get in the position that you want. And of course, the 25-inch cutting capacity is pretty standard. The one thing I would like to see, I wish they would have added on this, you know, nickel and dime stuff, was a feather board. I prefer using a feather board, and again, that's in the shop, but there's a lot of times out in the field that safety is, a feather board can really help you out and keep you from getting in trouble.
Some of the things that I like about it, there's very little here that needs any wax or grease. Everything's set up for on the outside, so it's weather resistant. One of the things that kind of gets me, this is it for a cord. Not a big deal. You're always going to have to use an extension cord with it because it's just kind of going to be the nature of the beast. In and out of the truck, it would have been nice when it's standing up. You're always on this metal piece here. So we've moved it around. That's pretty scuffed up, and in and out of the truck here. Probably could have used some skids, but I mean, I guess people are gonna use them and, you know, beat them up a little bit.
Job site saws you used to get beat up on.
It's just one of those things where it's always sliding on it. Other than that, folds up great. Everything works well.
The assembly on this was pretty quick. I think it took us about a half hour to put together. Directions are pretty decent, so it's not too bad. What we didn't show you here is this also comes with some anti-kickback paws. So the unit does come with that, and I think it's pretty standard for table saws that they all come with that. We didn't put them on. He's going to be doing a lot more work with some shelving units, and he doesn't want to, cutting shelving wood, he doesn't want to scratch it up. So that's the one bad thing about paws, is typically they'll leave some marks on whatever you're cutting.
Other than that, I think it's a great saw. It fits my purposes perfect. It's easy to store. Tucks away tight in the corner. Everything's in one piece. I think that's another one. I'll give this unit a thumbs up. I'm happy.
Yeah, like I said, job site saw. You get some roller stand back out here. You can do some pretty decent sized material. Mobile, quick and easy. That's the one downfall I have at my place, is having a stationary saw in the basement. If I want to cut anything, I got to carry it down into the basement, and sheets of plywood, it just stinks. It'd be nice to have something to be mobile like this. Just pull it out of the garage, cut it in your driveway, and set it back up. But
standard little thing for shop vacs here works great.
Yeah, we didn't use it on this, but it fits really well. I like the unit. So if you're looking for a job site table saw, be sure to take a look at the 4100 Bosch, and it also comes with the gravity rise stand, which of course we have upside down here on this pole. It actually will say it correctly if you assemble it correctly. So, but I believe that's the 4109 if you get the kit with the whole stand. Unless you already have the stand, I'd recommend it because the stand is great.
It's well worth it. Well worth it. Subscribe to our channel. Stop by our forums over at workshopaddict.com. Check out this. They got pictures all over it at Bosch. Stop by and talk about it on our forums.
All right, till next time. See you later.
Thank you.